Here we have some expressions to factorize, but they're getting quite complicated. There is still a common factor in both of the terms though, and if we can find that common factor, then we can take it out the front and we can factorize the expression. And it will end up simpler as well. We'll simplify it. Let's have a look how that works. In the first question here, I've got two terms. There's one here and one here, right? And they're added together. There is something that is common to both. There is a common factor in both. Can you see it? The highest common factor, the thing that is common to both, the factor that is common to both, is x plus 7. Now I can take that x plus 7 factor out the front and put my brackets in, and each of these terms I can divide by the x plus 7. I can take the x plus 7 out of each term. It will disappear. So this was x times x plus 7. The x plus 7 disappears because I'm taking it out the front, and the only thing that's left in this term here is x. And similar over here, the x plus 7, that was common to both terms. I'm taking it out the front, so it will disappear. The only thing that's left is 3. So this expression here simplifies to x plus 7 times x plus 3. We can do something similar for the next one. There is something that is common to both, and it is a factor. There is a factor that is common to both this term here and this term here. Can you see what it is? It is a minus b. I can divide each of these terms by a minus b. One thing that might be confusing here is it looks like there's nothing left. We'll deal with that in just a moment. First, let's take the a minus b out to the front, and then we'll have our brackets. In this term here, the a minus b will disappear because we're taking it out the front, and the only thing that will be left is a. So an a will go here. And in this part, in this term, there was nothing left out the front. Do you notice that? It would just be a minus what? You can imagine if I divided this thing by a minus b, you would get 1. One way to think of it is that if there is no coefficient, if there's no number out the front, you can just imagine this as being 1 times a minus b. So in that case, if I get rid of the a minus b, I'm left with 1. So that's why a minus 1. Okay, well, let's try another one. Going to work very similar. The highest common factor is going to be an expression in brackets. Can you see something, a factor, that is common between this term and this one? It is x plus 3. So I can do the same thing. The x plus 3 is common. It's a common factor to both. So I will write it out the front, and then I'll put my brackets in, and the x plus 3 factor will disappear from each of these terms. This term here, if I get rid of the x plus 3, or if I divide it by the x plus 3, the only thing that is left is x plus 6. And in the other term, if I get rid of the x plus 3, or if I divide that term by x plus 3, it's the same thing, then the only thing that's left is positive 2. We can actually simplify this further, and you should always simplify your answers if you can. I'm just going to rewrite this very, very similar. The brackets here are not actually necessary. If I do x and I add 6 and then I add 2, I don't actually need the brackets there. That's the same without the brackets. So I can replace that with x plus 6 plus 2. That is x plus 8. Because 6 plus 2 is 8. And I can replace this 6 plus 2 expression with the answer to that, which is 8. We have one last question to look at, and that is this one here. This one, it's tricky to think about because there's something squared, and a really useful strategy in maths is when you have a problem that looks different to questions you can solve, rewrite it so it looks like a question that you've done before. Here, I'm going to notice, oh, x minus 4 all squared means x minus 4 multiplied by itself. This can be a useful strategy when you have something squared. And the rest, I'll just copy down. I'm not going to change that. Now it is easier to solve because we can notice a common factor that is in this term, which is also in this term. Can you see the common factor? It is x minus 4. So we can do the same thing. We can take the x minus 4 out as a factor on the front. And then we do brackets. And this first term, the x minus 4, will disappear. We'll divide it out. So the only thing that's left is the other x minus 4 there. And in this term, this x minus 4 will disappear. So the only thing that's left is that minus 2. Now I'll do a similar thing to what we did before, which is I start with x here, then I subtract 4, and then I subtract 2. I don't need the brackets there. It's the same as this. X, start with x, subtract 4, and then from that answer, subtract 2. Well now, hang on. Minus 4 minus 2, negative 4, take 2, is negative 6. So I can replace this expression here with negative 6. And that's the answer. That's fully factorized and fully simplified. So good luck solving these, or factorizing these expressions and similar ones where the highest common factor is in brackets. Don't forget to simplify at the end. Until next time, bye.